Yo, we got a video here today about dating as a single mama. So let's get straight into it.
Experience with this. I was married young and became a mother very young, by the age of 21.
So by highlighting the fact that you were young and then you were young again as a mother is basically saying, I'm not responsible for that. Even though I was of age, was able to vote, whatever else, I'm not responsible for that because I was young.
I was gifted 2 kids from my marriage. Unfortunately, my ex-husband and I couldn't find the grounding we needed to make our marriage last, and so we got a divorce. So I'm 29 now, knocking on 30 years, and
what does that mean when you're knocking on that time? We'd even say 29ers, you're there. You're there, you're at the door. You're not knocking on it, you're walking through.
have been actively dating for about 3 years now. And these are the things that I think that you should probably put on the top of your list of things to consider so that you and your kids' safety are put as a top priority.
Because basically, actively dating, that means right in the CC. Because dating just means Netflix and chill, basically. It just sounds nicer. It sounds less grotesque when you just say dating.
Disclaimer, these are simply my points of views based on experiences that I have had or been able to see as a third party.
Same here. There's a disclaimer from me. These are just my opinions.
If you find a tip or example that I give offensive, please understand that is not my intent. My stance is not to...
Same here. Anyone that is offended by potentially what I say, that is not my intent. I am just stating facts. That's all I'm doing.
Be judgmental of you or your human experience. We are all starting from somewhere, and we surely don't stop learning. So
I'll actually agree with that. If you apply it, you should try to keep learning. Some people do stop learning, and they're still alive for quite a long time because we've got all these medical advances now.
Let's address the first elephant in the room, right? Because it's always on our mind when we first start dating. When do I tell this guy that I have kids?
Well, ideally you don't have them, but in your case you do. So it depends on what kind of guy you're after. And this is what creates such a debate, because the guys they're after, they've got the quote-unquote options to say, I'll just go with the younger model, no kids.
So this is an interesting question straight out the gate, right? Because there's such a stigma surrounding motherhood and single mothers dating.
No, there is no stigma behind mother with, in a family. There's no stigma behind that. There's only a stigma behind solo mama. For whatever reason, basically, other than widowed or something crazy, which if it was saying crazy why you got divorced, you would have said, oh, he did this, he did that.
So I think this is just like so unfair, because you hear things like,
welcome to planet Earth. Not everything's fair on planet Earth. Not everything's fair in certain countries, in certain cities, in certain states, wherever. The world is what it is, and you have to basically adapt or try to actively change it.
You're damaged goods, you're used up, oh, you're just a baby mama, etc., etc. You don't deserve to seek out.
It's not about, you can go for whatever you want. At the end of the day, the other party has to agree. That's what you can go for anything. Go for a 10 out of 10 if you want, but does the 10 out of 10, does he have to agree to that?
And attain a high value man or a man of quality simply because you bore life.
No, you're going after the top 10%, gonna have to bring something.
And these things, they usually come from and out of the mouths of men who were raised by single mothers.
Show the stats. Where's it say that? Where'd you get the numbers for that? Is that Pew Research?
So, and if you're a man watching this, it's just
let's go.
So interesting to me. Would it then mean that you don't think that your mother deserves to find a...
Look how they have to pull at the heartstrings, at the emotions. I hope that my mother gets something good, but at the same time, I hope that she does the work in order to obtain those outcomes, because at the end of the day, if you're a piece of crap, you shouldn't get high quality.
A high value man who would have been a good example for you as a young child? Like, do you understand?
I understand that we can't all get our ideal outcomes. Sometimes we might get lucky, but end of the day, we have to put in the work to get certain outcomes.
Like, it blows my mind that you'd even think the way that you do. I mean, it's
crazy. People say that I think a little out of the box, you know. Think critically, basically. It's such a foreign concept.
It's just...
Bang the head.
I digress. So, I completely understand why you as a mom or as a woman don't want to divulge out the gate on a date or on a dating website that you have children.
Of course, because it might be something that puts it off the bat, and you'll miss out on those first couple of dates. Because in certain places they might still get a couple of dinner dates before whatever happens. But I don't even know now. You're gonna have to tell me in the comments how it's going.
So in this instance, what I have found to work for me is a thing called selective honesty. So
what is that, guys? You tell me, what is selective honesty? So lie when it's good, and also lie when you need to. I didn't even know. Selective honesty.
You tell the person that you're dating, but you are selective about who you're telling and when you tell them. So as an example, right? Because I know that sounds kind of iffy.
Yeah, it does. It does sound iffy. You're picking when and who. So you might say it to the boater, but you might not say it to the top 10% guy you're trying to snag.
I've dabbled in sugaring, you know, and so...
Bingo.
So in this instance, with these type of men who I just don't see going far, and I wasn't consciously dating them.
Well, what do you do on these ones? You just take cash money? Is it just another way of doing the oldest profession in the book without it actually being called that? And this seems to be the case.
For it to go anywhere, it doesn't matter for me to tell them that I have kids. In fact, I just didn't tell them that I did because I had no intent of them ever meeting them anyway. So in that instance, I'd say just keep that to yourself. So in the next instance, when you are dating with intent and you are intending for this relationship to go places, my suggestion would be to tell this gentleman that you are a mother within the first 3 dates, if not by
the first 3 days. See, I told you it would be, so you get at least maybe 1 or 2 dinner dates and then bring it up, right? Because if you bring it up off the bat, you might miss out on a couple of nice steak dinners.
The second date. Now, when you tell this man that you are a mom, you need to say it as confidently as possible. Yeah, I actually have 2 kids. How about you?
No, I don't have any kids. But what, you needed to wait to the 3rd date for this to happen?
You should never be embarrassed about being a mom. It is one of life's highest honor, and there are women literally dying to have children. If this man plans on loving you, he will have to...
There's also some that are literally, you know, doing stuff to not have the children as well. So there's certainly a wide range.
Plan on loving all that comes with you, and he will. So I don't condone bringing up that you are a mother on the first date unless the man...
See? You want to get that. You don't do it on the 3rd date, right? Let's be honest. We're going to put it on the table. You want to do it on the 3rd date, so you get 1, 2, 3 meals, and then 3rd date, we'll see if it becomes serious.
And asks you. It's very interesting, this point also, because chances are and from what I've experienced, he's asking you because he probably has kids himself. But it's interesting that he's not as forthcoming with this information first until he has learned that you have kids first.
I know, it's a total mind game. I really can't comment on this because I don't have kids. See, I just hope that idealistically I know what's going on the first, before the first date.
So that's why I'm just like, don't bring it up on the first date unless he asks you. Also, the first date should just be about you two and you getting to know him anyway.
Yeah, just about you two, you know. And we'll go Dutch, by the way. But anyway, gents, we're going to leave it there. As always, thoughts, comments below. Hit that like on the way out. It takes 1.5 seconds. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.